Hi everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today I'm going to discuss with you troubleshooting part. It's a basic troubleshooting part. In coming lecture, I will deep dive in the more with questions, with the life scenario based questions, what we face in our daily life when we troubleshoot any backup failures. Okay, so today's lecture is dedicated to the first troubleshooting part, what we need to check, what we need to first to check for any backup job failure, any restore operations failure. Okay, so here is the diagram, here is the architect diagram for you, client, media agent and ComShop. Okay, in our ComShop environment we have three main components: ComShop, media agent and client. In my previous videos I already tell what is the media agent, what is the ComShop, what is the client. So here I'm not going to discuss about the media agent, ComShop and the client, but here I'm just going to discuss about the from which logs we need to troubleshoot our backup job operation. Okay, backup job operation, or you can say the restore operations. Hmm. In the last section, I will tell you where you can check your logs. What's the log retention period? How you can change the log retention, whether it is on Windows or on a Linux machine. I will tell you in the last slide. Okay. So if you saw any backup failure, if you saw in any backup failure in your environment, so the first question, the first which trigger in your mind, that is what logs you need to check, from what logs you need to check. Okay, why the backup was failed? So the simple answer is that CVD.log. CVD.log records communication across all components, whether it is client, whether it is a media agent, whether it is a ComSub. Okay. Most troubleshooting start by checking the communication, then job logs. That's generic. First, we need to check the communication. If your laptop's off, let's an example. Your laptop is off. Then what you need to check is the power is coming up or not. Okay, power. That means you are checking the power is there or not. So first you need to check there is a communication between all three components is there or not. Maybe the media agent lost its communication from the ComSub. Maybe the media agent lost communication from the client as well. Okay. So first we need to check CVD.logs records communication across all components. Okay. Let's jump to the next slide. Here I'm just giving you the just a background how it works. Okay, in backup operation, in backup in backup operation, ComShop to the client. ComShop will send the backup job to the client. Then client media agent. Client send backup data to the media agent. ComShop send the backup job to the client, and client send the data to the media agent. Then media agent sent to the ComShop. Why? Media agent updates the job progress. Media agent updates the job progress. ComShop send control instruction if needed. ComShop send the controls what we need to do, because it's a metadata database. It manages all the informations. Okay, and during the restore operation, it just reverse. ComServe send the media agent, that is restore job is initiated. Where we start this restore operation from the ComServe. Now today's word we are jumped to the CVSAS. In coming lecture, I am just going to make a video on CVSAS how it works. Okay, in restore operation, restore job initiated. Who tells media? ComServe tells the media agent. Media agent reads data from storage, reads data from storage, and send it back to the client, and then client reports restore progress and completion status. Okay. Then client tells the concept what's the status of your restore process. Okay. So communication logs, CVD.logs is generated on three components: client, media agent, concept, and records the communication in both direction. In both direction, that means bidirectionally. Okay. JobManager.log, JM.log on the concept track the job scheduling and status update. Backup.log and Restore.log on the client. Be specific. On the client, capture the backup and restore processing. Okay, let's jump to the next slide. Next slide is for dedicated for the logs. CVD.log, communication between client, media agent, and concept. JobManager.log, that is the JM.log, job scheduling and execution. Backup job, backup failure, backup.log, restore.log, restore failures. Event manager.log, event and alerts. What alerts are there? This is very important. SIDB. SIDB used for the DDB, deduplication database. That is what the percentage is dedupe our data. Is the correct or not? We need to check for this. I mean, if you want to troubleshoot on DDB, then you need to check the SIDB.logs. Our DDB is working fine or not, then you need to jump to the SIDB.log and check whether it's working fine or not. Your expectations. Okay, VSA.log, VMware and Hyper-V backups, Tomcat.log, command center and web console. So here are the some important logs for you. Let's jump to the next slide. It is a nothing but it's the matrix which explain you the backup, which explain you the which logs you need to check. In earlier slide, I just backup failure, backup job.log, jobmanager.log, CVD.log. Restore failure, restore.log, browse.log. Communication, CVD.log. VM backup, VSA.log. Deduplication, SIDB.log. Web console, Tomcat.log. It's also important for your certification as well. Okay. Yeah. This is the final takeaway. Where your logs restored, log location and okay. So in Windows, C program, under C program there is a program files. In program files we install the our Commvault. In under the Commvault we have the content store and the log files. As Linux machine /opt and Commvault. Under this log files and everything. What I faced an issue on Linux machine, Linux physical machine. This is the real example for you. Install the agent on physical machine, but I think second or third day I was faced an issue with the space crunch, space issue. Then what I had, reduce the retention log retention period. You can check, you can change the log retention period from default to your requirement. I change it to 1 day, and default we have the 7 days. Can make these changes from your concept side, not from the OS. Okay. So if you face issue with the space crunch, then you can discuss with your leaders. You can discuss internally that there is a solution. We can reduce this incident. We can reduce this space crunch. So you can go and jump and reduce the log retention. Okay. There's a few points to remember for you. CVD.log is the first log to check any backup failure, anything happen in the concept. Check first you need to check the communication. That is, and where you can check CVD.log, Backup.log and Restore.log solve most operational issues. JobManager.log explain why jobs succeeded or failed. SIDB.log essential for dedupe, that is deduplication database. SIDB.log solve many problems. If you go through the logs now, you can solve many problems. Okay, that's for it today. Let's meet in the upcoming lectures, and I will make a video on CV sites and the multiple interview questions as well. Thank you very much. Welcome back again.